Hello everyone, this is Sonic Goon, coach of the Weyard Wailord, here for SKL Season 9 Week 5 recap. This week I play the Mukkabi TLV, coached by PragmaticWin. The original coach, TNT Cool, had to drop for personal reasons, so shoutouts to PragmaticWin for stepping up and joining the league. PragmaticWin has always been a good coach from the very short amount of time that I've known of him. He actually finished second in Cascade Draft Leagues last season. And I know that people in Cascade Draft League were talking about how good he was in ASPL, so I'm going to take their word for it and assume that he's a really good player. Upon coming into this league, he actually opted to not even redraft the team because this team's very solid, and I have to agree. Victini, Sylveon, Haxorus, Donphan, Terrakion, Mega Aggron, Jellicent, Jolteon, Braviary, Sharpedo, and Vileplume are amazing Pokemon. Especially even Jolteon this generation, just because the power creep hasn't happened to it yet, where nowadays it's actually viewed as a pretty bad Pokemon now, but back in the day it was still usable. Poor Jolteon. But yeah, just thing to note, I'm super scared of Haxorus. You should be. It's Haxorus. This thing base 140 attack, 147 attack. Mold Breaker. It ignores Levitate. It's just super hard to deal with. Hits like a truck. Defensively, I'm super worried about Mega Aggron and Jellicent because I really play bad when it comes to not instantly killing my opponent's Pokemon. So I have to really think and play slower this week. And then Sharpedo, obviously, because if it gets enough speed boost up, I can't do anything about it. And it also hits pretty strong for how low or mid tier it is as a mon. Another thing to note about his team is that it's actually super bad switch-ins for Nidoking, as most teams do, but this team in particular is very bad for Earth Power or just ground-type coverage in general. His only ground immunity is Braviary, which dies to Sludge Wave. So if I can get Nidoking in on something and then just could be able to force him into a 50-50, and then I just kill it, and now he doesn't even have a 50-50 to worry about. So yeah, originally when going into this match, I didn't really put that much effort because, again, I'm 0-4 currently. I'm not making playoffs, so I'm kind of not taking this at any amount of serious, really. I'm just kind of here to try to learn, try to get better as a Pokemon player, make good plays rather than try to win. So Cloyster, I figured it's giving me an opportunity to set up and win, and giving me that opportunity to win that I really desperately need. Because even just going 0-7 just feels bad, so I really need to desperately get this win in these last remaining 3 weeks. So yeah, Cell Smash Cloyster. Liquidation doesn't exist, sadly. Yeah. Next is Spectre Mosh. This actually does really well against his team because it Nidoking, it forces him into a 50-50. Unless he has Haxorus, in which case it's not really a 50-50, but even then Specs either T-Bolt or Hydro Pump. I don't think Haxorus really wants to take anyway, even if it does resist. So that's why I have the HP Ice, because that hits Vileplume and Haxorus for super effective damage. But I just have to play the 50-50 and get it right at least once with this Rotom, and it opens up my team to do serious damage. Scarf Nidoking actually does really good this week, so that's why I'm bringing it. Bolt Beam, because he has a lot of 50-50s I get put in that I don't really want to deal with. So Ice Beam hits Donphan, Haxorus, and Vileplume. T-Bolt hits Jellicent, Sharpedo, and Braviary, and then Sludge Wave Earth Power hits everything else for either super effective damage, or in case of Aggron, is immune to Sludge Wave, so I have to click Earth Power. Here I have Focus Sash Heatran. I don't really agree with this item bring. I should have probably ran Air Balloon Heatran, to be honest. Lava Plume, Flash Cannon, Earth Power, Ancient Power. Everything that's weak to Fire type attacks dies anyway to Lava Plume at max special attack. So Lava Plume is there just for the 30% chance to burn against other Pokemon. Flash Cannon hits anything else that isn't hit by Lava Plume for decent stab damage, and Earth Power is a very strong move. Ancient Power is here to hit the Braviary, because if I fish for that +1 Omni Boost, that really puts me in a really good situation. Next is Doug Trio. This thing's here to trap like it always is. Earthquake, I can definitely, this Mon definitely easily traps that Victini that I'm super scared of because it's Victini. So this kind of just comes in and kills it, and Sash just guarantees that I don't die. So if it's like Scarf and he has like, what ice move he has? Whatever, Glaciate, yeah. If he has that, when like I live and then I click Earthquake and kill it. Yeah. So basically, this is just here to kill something, most likely the Victini, and then set up rocks and die. And then, last but certainly not least, I have Whimsicott. This is actually opting for more of offensive Whimsicott. This is EV to outspeed, max speed, Jolly, Terrakion by 1, and then Moonblast or Giga Drain kills it, and I'm in a very good spot. Psychic is here to hit Violet Plume, and then if I don't hit for super effective damage, I'm U-turning out there 100% of the time. So to get right into the match, he brings about what I expected, like almost exactly. I pretty much built for this that exact team, so pretty happy that I was able to predict right for once in my life. So just looking at his team, I feel like lead Rotom is really good here because he doesn't really have anything that wants to deal with it head on, because like he has to make a switch every single time. Like even if he leads Aggron, if he's not Mega, he takes a lot of damage. Like so I just lead Rotom. Here he leads Victini, and I'm here to just see what item it is, because if it's Specs, it kills me, and that's fine, but like not actually fine. But I just don't go for the risk because I don't really expect Specs Victini. He goes straight for the Energy Ball, which chunks my Rotom Wash. But I'm able to get the Volt Switch right into my Dugtrio, and now this Victini is basically dead. He reveals that he is actually Shuka Berry Victini, so he's able to get this Blue Flare off. If he wasn't Shuka or I crit there, Dugtrio would have been able to even put in more work. But unfortunately, he didn't crit, which is sad all around. So yeah, he Blue Flares, I don't get burned, thank God, and I'm able to Earthquake the Victini again, and is dead. Here he sends in Jellicent. I probably should have rocked here, because just having Turnly damage against this team would have been really great. But so I offer the Earthquake just to get damage onto this, which in hindsight is bad because Rotom Wash and Nidoking kill with T-Bolt here. So yeah. Here I definitely should have gone into Rotom Wash instead of Whimsicott, because he just gets to go into Aggron for free. But if I went into Rotom Wash and clicked a Hydro Pump, he would have just been he would had to have picked a sack at that point. Because like, why would you stay in as Jellicent against the Rotom Wash that is faster than you and has T-Volt? Or even Volt Switch. So yeah, that was definitely a bad play on my end. But I go for U-turn, get back into Rotom Wash. And I'm able to make this right prediction on the Jellicent coming in and kill T-Bolt, so now I'm free to click Hydro Pump a little bit more freely. I should have actually kept my Rotom Wash alive here and gone into... I don't even know. I don't think I really had any switch-ins for this. But yeah. I'm able to scare him out and go for Giga Drain again. Because at this point in the match, I still didn't know that Sharpedo has Poison Jab, so yeah. So a U-turn right onto Nidoking because I don't really have an Earthquake switch in, and I take a ridiculous amount of damage, and then I make the dumbest play of my entire life. Why would I ever click T-Bolt in this situation? Like one of two Mons. Or one of three Mons would have died from this. And like, why would you switch in a Sharpedo against the Nidoking Earth Power? So I feel like I should have definitely gone for Ice Beam here. That was definitely the safest play. But instead I just waste my entire Nidoking looking at it like an idiot. So here I have to go for Shell Smash. If he misses Stone Edge, I win the game. And he doesn't miss Stone Edge. So there goes my Cloyster, which is unfortunate. And yeah, I predict the Braviary coming in right and go for U-turn. I'm in my Heatran. and I desperately need to fish for this Ancient Power boost. So I don't get it there. He goes for Roost, so he thinks that he wins this 1v1, but he's risking this 10% chance, and I get it. So now I'm in like this huge confidence switch, because up until this point I'm like, man, I lost this game, but I'm pretty sure that if I got the +2, got another 10% boost from this Ancient Power, I could have won. So he goes into Donphan. I Lava Plume because it's my strongest move. I actually learned that he is AV Donphan at this point, but the burn here means I live this Earthquake because he doesn't have offensive investment. I very much should have calced this. I think my at +1 special attack, my Ancient Power could have killed. You know what? Let's just calc it right now. This is already a low effort video. Might as well, you know, show imported sets. Heatran, Donphan, defensive spinner. Let's set that to Assault Vest. No, Ancient Power probably wouldn't have killed. That depends on the set too. Wow, I really got a low roll in that Lava Plume. Wait, no. That was like mid-roll. But yeah. If I had gotten the +2 boost again on the Braviary, or the plus boost again on the Braviary, that would have been huge and it would have won me the game. But unfortunately I don't get it, so yeah, it's GG's. And this kills me with Waterfall, and now he reveals that he is indeed Poison Jab, Sharpedo, and kills my Whimsicott, so GG's to PragmaticWin. The Ancient Power boost brought this from a 4-0 to a 2-0. But yeah, and also the Stone Edge dodge, or Stone Edge hit. But yeah, I'm not too super salty about losing this because I didn't put that much effort into building this week. I probably would have brought a different Heatran, or like a different item on Heatran and a different item on Cloyster, and like played those mons differently. But yeah, there's not really much you can do when you're 0-4 and you're kind of trying to desperately get out of a funk. But I think that this week definitely shows that I'm getting better at this generation. I think I played Rotom really well early on, and then Dugtrio did his job phenomenally. But I didn't really prep that well for Sharpedo, and that kind of shows because I didn't even know that it got Poison Jab until it killed me with it. And even then, at this point, I was like, man, I get outsped and I get killed by Ice Fang regardless anyway, so I don't really care. Because I lose to Mega Aggron at that point. But yeah, GG's to PragmaticWin. I think both of us played really well. But, you know, things going people's favors. The Stone Edge hit. The Stone Edge really mattered a lot. Because that... I really wish that missed. The one time that Stone Edge I need Stone Edge to miss, it hits. But yeah, GG's again, and I guess I'll see you guys for week 6, where I can hopefully eke out at least one win and don't go 0-7.